I arranged for you to get transferred to Arkham Asylum in Gotham. I still have some friends there. They're expecting you.
But the ball's already been rung, and they've heard it. Out in the dark, among the stars.
Majority of the people that hated this movie actually liked this. I've seen ton of reactions of people and their reviews of what they thought of it, and I've seen nothing but positive, and that makes me happy because I'm one of the few that actually love the regular edition, but this one is 10 times better, guys. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is JaeRoar. In this video, we're going to talk about the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition. We're going to review it, talk about some Easter eggs and some breakdowns and such, so get your popcorn ready and let's talk about it. Okay, one thing I want to get off my chest, right? They totally should have put this out in the movie theaters. Sure, it was 3 hours long, but there have been a ton of other movies that were 3 hours long, and the time went by fast. You guys know me in my recent videos, I talked about it. I'm like, they should have just done it. I saw Titanic as a kid, and that was 3 hours long, and I think I went to the restroom like, I think once or twice. I was like maybe, I don't know, 10, 12-ish. I don't remember. I know I wasn't like a baby or anything, but I remember watching it and actually enjoyed the movie. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. I was just so amazed by the visual effects, how they made like a giant ass, you know, ship and everything. So I was like, okay, as a kid, this was visually amazing for me. So I don't know why they didn't just put this out. And I really feel bad for like Zack Snyder because I feel like this was his like version that everybody was talking about, that I've seen it early, or like the WB people, you know, like Jeff Johns, all these guys who like, oh, the movie is great. I feel like they saw this version, and you could tell in this Ultimate Edition, Zack really did tell a great story. Now let's talk about the Africa scene. Why the fuck was that not in it? I'm gonna probably say that like at least 4 times. The Africa scene was pointless in the regular edition, and I say that a lot. I tell that to everybody. I'm like, one of the biggest gripe is like the Africa scene. It just takes you out of place, and it's all right. Like, I didn't care just because it, you know, that's how most movies do nowadays. They just take a little bit forever to start up most of the time. But in this Ultimate Edition, you get more into it. You get more Jimmy Olsen, you get more Lois Lane, you get more of like the government behind everything. I was actually hoping that that Hal Jordan was gonna come out of nowhere, but of course that never happened. But it's really cool to see the things that we didn't get to see. The Africa scene by itself really does hold more than the actual movie if you think about it, because it's actually telling you the beginning of how everything happens with Lois Lane, like why is she investigating, like what's with this, you know, bullet and all that. And there's so many good parts that they took out in this movie that got rid of Lois Lane's story. That's one of the things I talked about, that, you know, in the regular edition, it feels out of place a lot, but I don't really care because I'm not there to watch Lois Lane. I'm there to watch Superman and Batman. But one of my favorite parts is, yes, Batman's ass. I loved it. Actually, no, I hated it. I was like, well, I guess this is the reason why it's rated R. But to be quite honest, there really isn't that many stuff where it's like, holy shit, now I know why it's rated R. It's like a soft baby rated R, if anything, this movie is. It just, there really isn't. Like, if you've seen like freaking Watchmen Ultimate Edition, Director's Cut, all that, yeah, that belongs rated R. But this one, there's like baby blood here and there, broken bones, some pretty fucked up shit, pushing people off the damn train. Honestly, in this scene, guys, I really thought Superman was gonna come out of nowhere and save her, just like how he did like in the animated series of The Dark Knight Returns. I really thought he was gonna come out, but of course not. That's not gonna happen. Speaking of Superman, he did get more scenes. Clark Kent has one with his mother. He has one when he's going to Gotham, which is awesome. You actually get more feelings towards his character. Like, he's investing so much time in Batman. He wants to know everything about him. He wants to investigate of why he became Batman. Just wants to figure out this Batman vigilante. One of my most favorite part is just because I'm really close to my mother, is that when Clark just calls her out of like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. just to check on her and just ask for, you know, opinions or just see how she's doing. I got that feeling because I'd done that before in the past where I just want to call my mom and just see how she's doing. There's times where I'm just really busy with editing, streaming, all that, and, you know, I want my mom to know that, you know, I love her. So, like, you know, I got that feeling towards Clark and his mother, and you see that more in this one. And I don't know why they didn't put that in. Like you feel more towards Clark. You're like, damn, I've been there before. Why the fuck you didn't show this, WB? We did get a little bit more nightmare scenes, not that much. I was hoping to see more, like a flash scene, but there really wasn't that. They were just different angles of the nightmare scene. We did get a prison scene, which explains a little bit more towards the story of how this guy died. And we get actually my boy, CT Fletcher. You know, when I used to lift weights a lot, CT Fletcher was one of the channels I used to look at. This is a YouTube guy, and I love seeing YouTube stars make their appearance in movies just because like means that, you know, any day that can happen to me. More likely it won't, but you know, one can dream. One of the best parts as well is the court scene. A lot of people were like, oh, like he didn't save him. Like, you gotta understand, Superman couldn't see that, and that's the people who were like, oh, how could he not see it, huh? How come he couldn't see it? He couldn't look. But in this movie, the Ultimate Edition, it explains it was lead. It was made by Lex Luthor, of course, but that's why Superman couldn't see it, because it was made out of lead. And Wallace, the guy in the wheelchair, did not plan it. He didn't plan to kill anybody. He was actually there to talk to Superman. And because, like, you know, Lois Lane figures that out at the apartment. Like, there was so much to this. I'm getting like goosebumps just thinking about it. There was so much story in this Ultimate Edition. It just all makes sense in the end of the movie. Like, you leave watching this like, damn, that was one compelling story. The story is simple, guys. So what does the Ultimate Edition really add? It adds a more dynamic story towards Lois Lane, Clark Kent, and Lex Luthor. That's the main three that I found in this Ultimate Edition. This Ultimate Edition, if you really think about it, it could be a Superman story. There really wasn't that much of Batman. We got a couple more scenes with Batman and Alfred. It was nice. But in the Ultimate Edition, I really feel that this was made for Superman fans. Like, you see Clark investigating, you see him like with Lois Lane and him getting it on a little bit longer, and then we get that sad moment near the end of the movie where like the whole town is gone. They miss Superman. Like, what the fuck did they not put this in? That's what makes me so upset. Like, WB has to understand, if you want to rush a movie out and be like, oh, save money or whatever, or you think that people don't want to sit down 3 hours, give us two options. How about that? Justice League. If you give us an Ultimate Edition and a regular edition, I guarantee you Ultimate Edition is going to sell more. If you want to make it more pricey, then do it. I don't care. I want to see a fully tell story. Not saying I don't like the regular edition, but from now on, if anybody ever comes over and wants to watch Batman v Superman, we're throwing on this one. This one just tells a better story. You just see more with Lex and his devious plan. This just tells Lex's story, how he manipulated everybody from the beginning, from the end. Like, he literally did. If you think about it, Lex Luthor won. He got mostly everybody that hates Superman. Superman feels bad about himself. He got Doomsday to kill Superman, and near the end, he brings Steppenwolf to come to Earth. Lex Luthor wins in this movie. A lot of people don't realize that. He's really the winner. Sure, he's going to Arkham and, you know, meet with other people. That was a fucking thing where I flipped out when I was like, oh my god, Lex Luthor is going to Arkham Asylum. What the fuck? How did they not put that in? A lot of us Batman fans would have freaked out about that. Overall, guys, this is the one we should have got at the movie theaters. Extra 30 minutes would not even hurt me. This is a movie that I really do regret not going to the theaters. There was only one showing in Austin. I just didn't want to deal with the traffic and all that, so I really regret not going to the theaters and checking it out in Austin, because I live in San Antonio. So I was like, oh, I was really upset that I couldn't go see this in the theaters. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys that did see it at the theaters, you got the best feeling out of anybody, because like you got to see it like in a big ass theater with other, you know, Batman v Superman fans. I don't give movies anymore like grades, because people really take them personally. Like if you rate something high, they're like, oh, you're a fanboy, you're bullshit, you're blah blah blah, I have no life, so I'm gonna judge you in my comments. Or if you grade something so low, like they get really upset because they're really fans of it. So usually what I do, I just tell you straight up, the movie is great. This movie is fantastic. This is what we should have got. The Easter eggs were there. The telling of the story of Lex's devious plan. seeing more humanized as Clark was great. Batman ass, fuck it, I'll take it, whatever. It was all great. Sure, there are some plot points about this movie, but I really don't care because like I already know the plot points that were missing and they need to be more connected. You know, there's other things I really wanted. I wanted more Batman, like him in Gotham doing stuff, or more Justice League reference or something like that, more with Wonder Woman. We didn't really get that, which is understandable because this is a Batman and Superman movie. It's not about the Justice League, it's about them too. And like I said, this movie it's really about Lex Luthor, his devious plan, Lois trying to investigate Clark, trying to investigate Batman as well, and Batman dealing with his inner demons. I loved it, and I gotta say I am excited for Justice League just because of this movie. Not saying I wasn't, but overall I'm just super excited for the DC Extended Universe. So what you guys think? What was your most favorite part in the Batman Ultimate Edition? Please let me know by leaving a comment down below. And for more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up. My name is JaeRoar, and I am the best at what I do, and that's giving you that 1-2 punch.